Right now, I'm going to show you how I made my C-SPAN student cam documentary. The first thing I did, of course, was I took all my film and I imported it into iMovie. But then the second thing I had to do was actually get my C-SPAN film. The piece that I wanted to use or needed to use for my project, I couldn't just automatically download. So I got around that by using QuickTime, which I'm using right now, and I did a screen recording like this. After you go and you click new screen recording, this shows up. And default, it doesn't allow you to have sound. So you have to click on this right here, and you have to go to microphone and use your built-in internal microphone. And that way, you can actually hear what they're saying. This right here adjusts how much the mic picks up, and it kind of helps with the feedback sound. Like, the higher it is, probably the more feedback you're going to have depending on the volume of your thing. So now I went to the C-SPAN website, and this is the piece that I decided to use, and I made it full screen so it would be full screen in my project. And I just played it and I let it go, and it was kind of just a trial and error thing. I wasn't sure what the volume should be, and I probably messed with it like 5 or 6 times before I actually got it right, where you couldn't hear feedback and that it was loud enough. So then I got it and it saved to my desktop, and next I had to put it into iMovie, and I put it in its own event, so I was nice and organized, and I put it right in here, and I just kind of had to decide what went where. The next thing I had to do was go through all of my film and all of my interviews and pick out the parts that I wanted to use, which probably took me the longest because there was so much stuff to go through. I had probably 45 minutes of film and stuff to go through. And that probably took me the longest. Just deciding what sounded the best and kind of where I should put it in my documentary. I kind of had a general outline already done, but sometimes you don't always go along with your plans. The next thing I did was I wanted to work on an introduction. And what I did was I filmed my friends, people at school, teachers, whoever, on the green screen, which you can see right here. Obviously, they're being filmed on a green screen, and it's kind of like for green, but you play the video, and it's on black. So what I did was I took whatever part I wanted to use, I just dragged the part I wanted to use, and I set it right on top of the black, which I had a screenshot of, and I just imported the clip in there, and I set it on top of the black, and this menu will pop up. For some reason it doesn't have the green screen part, but it'll pop up, and you need to make sure in your preferences you have show advanced options, otherwise you won't have the green screen option and you can't just automatically fill it in. The next thing I did was I needed to find some transitions and some pictures that kind of helped promote my topic, and I just put them in here. I used the Ken Burns effect on this one. That one kind of automatically does it. But on some of these, I didn't because they don't really need it and it's not really useful for everything. I also put in some transitions somewhere just to kind of help it flow a little better, because you never really want it to just kind of abruptly go from one to the other unless it makes sense, and a lot of times it didn't make sense. Another thing I did was during my transitions, I recorded myself like I am doing now, but I record myself in iMovie, and you just click on this little microphone and this will pop up. You kind of do it however you please, and it'll say click a clip to start recording. And basically what you do is you click on a part that you want, and it'll go 3, 2, 1, and you can start recording, and it'll record your voice over whatever is actually playing, or if it doesn't have sound, it'll just record your voice. And you click the space bar to let it stop, and your little recording will show right there. But I don't want that, so I'll just delete it. Another thing that I did in my project was I had to get some other video that wasn't, like, I didn't take and that I didn't, so I got it off of YouTube. And basically you just type in PWN, like in front of the YouTube, so it'll go like www.pwnyoutube.com and whatever the other stuff is on the video that you want, and it'll give you all these options, and you can just click one and download it. It'll take you to another site, and you'll just be able to download it from there. And then you just click from your desktop and drag them into iMovie, and you can put them in your own event, and they'll import. And these are just the two that I use for my project. The last thing I did that was pretty, not really difficult, but different, that I even just generally, maybe all the time use, was that I had some audio that I wanted to use, but I didn't really want to use the video part of it because I didn't really have exactly a spot that I wanted to use, and I kind of wanted it to have like a strong ending. So I put in these words going across here, and I used this video that I got off of YouTube of the flag just blowing in the wind, and I put my titles in from here. I just put them in, it'll show up. I just put them in, and I just put them in over the video. So I have that's how I get the words on it. And then the audio, what you do is you'll click on, say, any part of it that's already been used. This hasn't been used. And you'll just like drag it onto there, onto the video in this case, but this hasn't been done. And you'll just go audio only. And by doing the audio only, you'll only hear the audio, and you'll get to see what's actually on the screen. So you get both parts that you want. And you don't have to look at the picture that goes along with it, but I don't want that, so I'll click cancel. And that's pretty much about it. I use these titles to help me do that, and at the end I just put like where I got the different pictures I used and the 2 YouTube videos that I used in my project. The last thing I did was I went to share and I exported it using QuickTime, and that just makes it smaller and easier to upload, and it'll take a while. So thanks for watching, and I hope you liked the video.